Welcome to episode 96 of Organizations Win Championships, an Odyssey 2400 sports podcast about your Chicago Bulls. Along with our producer, Spencer Ray, I'm Dan Bernstein, along with my partner, Dingleberry Magoo. So we are looking at a Bulls team right now that is, and this is going to sound weird because you know how we usually do this when we start looking over the numbers. The Bulls are 2-2. They are currently 5th in the East. They are ninth of 30.
They're not ninth. They're not ninth in the East.
They're ninth of 30 in points per game. They are 26th of 30 in opponents' points per game. But check this out. This is an absolute first. This is a first. Where do you think the Bulls rank in the NBA in pace?
Top 3?
The Bulls are number 1.
Wow.
They are the top NBA team in pace. How about
it? DeMar DeRozan is gone and they can run. That's the moral of the story, at least right now. A lot of turnovers, but...
Well, it isn't really effective pace because their offensive rating is 28th of 30. And their defensive rating is 10th. Their net rating is right where they always are. The net rating, they're just getting there a different way, but their net rating is 19th of 30. All I know is, man, it's finally. Ironically, it took them to tear things down, to begin the teardown, to start playing real basketball.
Yep. I mean, it makes me want to cry.
No,
they actually know what they're doing.
I think so. Now we know that Lonzo Ball is out again, this time a sprained wrist. Said it's between a grade 1 and grade 2, but had he kept playing, it could have been a grade 3, which would have required surgery. He's going to be reevaluated in 10 days. And Jalen Smith,
hold on.
Yeah.
Let me interrupt. First of all, Jalen Smith's been playing great. If he got more than 16 minutes, those numbers that I predicted might be right on. Because what he have? Didn't he have 15 and 6 the other night in 18 minutes, something like that?
He's averaging 11.5 points and 5.8 rebounds. He is going to miss your totals because those were season totals.
Playing. Okay, fine. Right. Now you can go.
His minutes. No, these are the minutes that he plays. But I'm just amazed that and when it's ugly, it's ugly. And of course, the one game I go to is the home opener against Oklahoma City. And we have a lovely night there hosting the show. Had a terrific conversation with Arturas Karnisovas. And I asked him straight up about the defense and about what's the defensive plan? Can you be a point of attack on the ball screen team? Can you protect the rim? And he just sort of looks at me. He's like, our defense is a work in progress. And I was like, yeah,
that's the Lithuanian say. That's the Lithuanian way to say we're terrible.
Yeah,
we suck. Is what he's saying.
But here's the thing: in their 2 victories that they've had, in the win at Memphis and the win at Milwaukee, it's been make half your threes and turn it over 10 or fewer. That's it.
Making half of your threes when you shoot that high of a volume is not sustainable for a season around 500, though. Let's just put it that way. Because they're not going to shoot, 25 of 53. I don't think they'll do that for the rest of the season, to be quite honest with you.
No.
Especially in a game where they needed to come back from 20 points. Thank you, Marcus Smart, for sucking. Yeah, thank you, Zach. He was terrible. Zach LaVine, keep doing what you're doing so he can just be shipped off for something, because
maybe
you never know. Vooch has been pretty good too. Vooch has been shooting okay.
See, this is what's upside down. If you looked at their team 3-point percentage right now, if you just looked at it and said, okay, they're shooting 38% as a team, which obviously is fantastic.
Right.
First of all, the key number, they're averaging 46.8 threes per game. That's
Is
a
that number
3 a
one
minute.
in basketball?
I
Or is
I can check.
Boston?
I
Yeah,
can
you
check, but
should
that's
check that.
I will. I gotta figure out how to do that, but that is a 3-pointer a
I'll do
minute
that right now.
almost. Okay? So
Well,
that is,
no,
you
I'm
look up
lazy.
team stats, NBA, 3-point attempts. But here's what's weird. Kobe White is only at 32%. Patrick Williams is at
Yeah,
29. Io's at 15%. So some
Iowa
of
looked
your
terrible.
guys, Io's been bad. But some of your guys, where Io was at, at 400 last year, Patrick Williams at 400, not to mention Jalen Smith is 571. And Vooch, like you said, Vooch is at 524.
That's what I'm
So
saying.
he's
Vooch has been
stroking.
really good, and he has been missing as many bunnies lately. I love how you're using the hundreds, like we're talking about baseball here. I was going to say Freddie Freeman would be 1,000. My lord,
Yeah,
just got to give a shout out to that guy
on
because,
woo, yeah,
that's pretty terrifying, but it's so refreshing, and I can't remember the last time it looked like the Bulls were enjoying themselves when playing basketball. They look like they're having fun, and
the spacing's been great, and they really are. They're playing these 5-out sets that have just been, and the ball movement that starts early in the clock, even if they get run off a 1 or run off a 2, there have been a couple of sequences where that thing is popping around like we've always wanted it to.
Yeah. And there was that, it was last night where they had that one possession that ended in a Vooch right wing 3, where just pass, find the open guy, forcing Memphis to rotate, who has 2 former defensive players of the year with Jaren Jackson and Marcus Smart. And they just kind of schooled them in the second half, especially in the fourth quarter with their ball movement. And it's weird because obviously John Morant was out, and that is going to make a huge difference on the outcome of the game because he is Memphis's best player. Zach was easily the best player on the floor. That's what I found interesting, was that the Bulls in that stretch, especially in the fourth quarter, they had the star power. And I don't know if that's really a good thing, but it always feels like the Bulls aren't the team with the star power. And it's going to be someone like Paolo Banchero, who, by the way, is really dangerous right now. And even...
Did he have 50 the other night?
Yeah, he had 50. He had 37 in the first half. I mean, yeah. If he's starting to play that way, look out. Oh, also, I just want to read a text from this guy that I just kind of want to clown him for 1 second.
What guy, me?
Yeah, so watching the Thunder game.
Yeah.
Let me scroll. I was watching the game. I get a text, and this is no disrespect to Chet Holmgren. This is all
I know which text you're talking about. I stand by it.
You said Holmgren is like Giannis, but a better rim protector. I said you need to reread what you just said out loud. You said, watch, he's just scratching the surface.
Yes.
I said, still chill out. You said that
he's a
better
star.
than Giannis.
He is a star.
You think would you rather have Chet Holmgren or Giannis Antetokounmpo right now?
At the moment, Giannis. But ask me in a few years. You watch Chet Holmgren. That dude is
What about Chet
star.
Holmgren or Victor Wembanyama?
I would take Wembanyama.
Yeah. I would take Wembanyama over Giannis.
I would take Wembanyama, but if Holmgren can stay healthy,
I would take Wembanyama over Giannis right now. Start a franchise.
Yeah, I would too. But I am the only thing I'm worried about with Holmgren is once you start down the road of foot injuries, and I don't want him to be one of these
mobile. Didn't he already have an Achilles thing? Didn't he miss his entire rookie year? Was that Achilles or is that knee?
I don't remember, or was it foot? See, that was my concern. He's got enormous feet, and being at the game and watching him in person and just watching him move, he is really deceptively quick. He's very smart, very long, and he has another 30 pounds minimum that he's going to grow into in that build. So I stand by that. He is a problem. Holmgren is a problem.
Yeah, the Thunder are a problem.
Yeah, they're a problem. So
they didn't even play, or Shea didn't even play that well in the first half. at all.
But
And
just a couple other Bulls notes I want to get to here. We're getting a sense of the rotation now, and the fact that Javon Carter isn't a part of it. The fact that Torrey Craig has not played yet.
Yeah, I know. I'm happy about that because I think they need to develop guys. You said Javon, and I perked up a little bit, and then you didn't finish it with Tay Green.
No,
and I was very
I know
upset.
that gets you excited, but that was not my intent. But we see the 9 pretty much now. We see that the group of 9 that's going to change with Lonzo out now. I imagine Dalen Terry is going to get a little bit more run, maybe THT in that spot, or you go a little bigger and you put Buzelis out there more, which is fine.
My question is: are the Bulls exciting? Is there anything actually worth getting excited about? Because as much as I like the way they're playing pace-wise and 3-point volume-wise, who is a part of this team in the future?
Yeah, it's a great question.
In 3 years, who's going to still be here and we're going to say, man, I'm so glad we didn't get rid of him a few years ago, or I'm so happy we drafted him, that sort of thing. Because I don't want to get too excited about specific players if I don't think they're going to end up being here if the Bulls ever get good. I'm not going to say when. Like, that's my question.
It's a great question. That really is.
Because
and
Io, I love Io, but he's not a star. Love Kobe, but who knows where he's going to be in 3 years. We still don't know how he'll be this year with how inconsistent he's been. Modest, I would like for him to be a part of the future, and I think that's part of what the Bulls are planning, but who knows? He was the 11th overall pick in a bad draft. Well, it's such an interesting question. Is Giddy a part of the future? He must be.
Potentially, yes.
But they didn't sign that. But they didn't sign that
the option,
that deal. Yeah.
They did not pick up the option, or they didn't do the rookie extension, I should say, because he's still unproven. And but I'll tell you something. He's got some stuff to his game. He is a very interesting player. And he had the reputation, they called him Slob Wizard because of his sideline out of bounds.
That could also be something else.
Well, it could be like an act of some kind, but his Slob Wizard, and we're
more of a gesture.
It's more of a gesture at this point, and it's not a maneuver quite yet, but we're seeing it. And what I love is, for the first time in a long time, Zach LaVine is cutting without the ball.
And
because someone's finding him. Somebody's finding him now. And the stuff that there's a couple of back screen plays that they've been using on the sidelines out of bounds for Zach.
That inbound play from Giddy to LaVine was pretty sweet.
Yeah, off the Vooch back screen. That's what I'm saying, where it's a version.
Billy Brad Stevens Donovan.
Well, I mean, Billy, if they all run the same plays, I don't think Billy's reinventing anything. It's just that what seems open to Giddy can not look open to somebody else. And he's going to have some terrible looking turnovers. But boy, when he anticipates and sort of slides the ball in there, there is some aspects to Josh Giddey's game that really remind me of Tony Kukoc. He's not 7 feet tall, but sort of the way he carries his body, the length of his limbs, and the way he delivers some of those passes, like a little ahead of the beat.
Yeah. Sometimes his floater is really nice. He has really good touch with that little teardrop shot, whether it's off the glass or not. I just don't get how he can be so effective when he can't jump over a bagel.
Because he's long.
As a scorer. He had that reverse layup against Holmgren the other night. That was I thought he was going to get absolutely leveled. I thought Holmgren was going to send that ball into the stratosphere, but he just did that little spin with the right hand on the other side of the glass.
Well, that's savvy. He used the rim as protection. He was able to shield off the defender by using the rim, and that's what a guy who isn't going to fly over and posterize somebody. That's what you got to do. So we'll see. Early returns for me have been more encouraging than discouraging regarding Josh Giddy, and Julian Phillips is playing well. Like you say, Jalen Smith has had some really good minutes after having a rough go in the preseason. So 2-2, they're fifth in the East is too good. It's got to stop. Stop being this good.
I think part of it is that they played a banged up Memphis team, and they got really lucky against Milwaukee in that they won the game, because that wouldn't. I'm just going to say it right there. They're not better than Milwaukee.
No, but Milwaukee's not good though.
No,
they're not what they were.
Why pardon, I almost said pardon my French and said a bad word. Why did they hire Doc Rivers?
I don't know, man.
I don't know. Or did they fire Budenholzer in that offseason?
They fired Adrian Griffin.
No, but before they hired Adrian Griffin, they fired Budenholzer in that offseason, even though it was 2 years removed from a title.
Yep.
And they traded for Damian Lillard. Lillard's been good, but they're weird. And if they don't keep Giannis happy, why the hell would he want to stay in Milwaukee?
Well, maybe some of these moves were made to make him happy, and maybe they've backfired.
So you're saying Giannis is Aaron Rodgers?
Oh, I didn't say that. Stop hyperbolizing on my behalf. I'm just saying that he is a star in the NBA, and I don't think some of these moves get made without him having buy-in beforehand.
Bears.
I don't think he's actively manipulating things to the extent that Aaron Rodgers is, but I do think that all NBA stars have ownership. Stars at his level.
Okay, fine. I can accept that.
Good. Now, can we move on to, I'm just going to give you the Windy City Bulls roster because it's out. We have the final set Windy City roster, and I'll just read a name, and because you know something about everybody, I'll just let you say what you know about that player.
What? Okay, is this a showdown thing, or
is
it?
No. This is just the Windy City Bulls roster.
Okay, I saw some of it. There were some names I hadn't heard of, but go ahead.
Okay, well, you can make something up then. This is alphabetical order.
Yeah.
Ryan Arcidiacono.
What isn't there to say about this guy? Legend. Jim Boylan legend.
Jim Boylan era legend. That's the one guy I think that would check in the punch clock.
He should be with the Knicks right now, even though they lost DiVincenzo. Villanova, tournament legend. Bulls legend.
All right, next up.
Who else has he played for? I don't know. Bad. He's bad, but he's fun.
Ben Coupette Jr.
He went to Southern Illinois, that I know, only because I covered a game last year and he played in it. So, okay.
Marcus Domask.
Illinois. I think he sucks.
Javon Freeman Liberty.
I still think he could be a legitimate NBA player. I really do, and I'll stand by that, and I'm excited to see what he can do at the G League level. I think he'll tear it up, and I'm rooting for him to get a second chance at the NBA level. Jordan Jackson. Don't know.
Texas Rio Grande Valley.
Yeah, I'm all right.
All right. Center Lacey James.
Oh, he NIU. He signed with the team last year. If you think about a bad version of Greg Monroe, below the rim, 6'8" center.
Okay. DJ Jeffries.
Nope.
6'7" forward out of Mississippi State. Then we get to a two-way player, EJ Liddell. We've talked about him.
He's two-way, so he'll obviously get some run. He can shoot the ball, played well at Ohio State, had a knee problem in New Orleans, so I don't know. See what he can do.
Scotty Lindsey.
Northwestern.
Yep.
Yeah.
6'5", guard. Okay. Zid with a Z. Zid Powell.
Who?
Zid Powell from UTEP.
Okay, we're good.
Right.
Next.
Cool. Next, Josh Primo. Ooh, Josh.
Hold on. Where is it? This is what
What? What are you doing? What are you doing? Don't do anything stupid. No, that wasn't the problem.
I know, but like still, it represents enough. I was just trying to think of something on the fly.
The problem
Put your underwear on, buddy.
Yeah.
Like keep in your pants.
As long as your pants remain on, just keep your pants on. So then we have a two-way player, your buddy Adama Sanogo, who I know you adore.
Love him.
We have guard Alex Schumacher.
White.
From Seattle. Okay.
There you go.
Mike Scott, guard 6'1", 180.
It's a different Mike Scott. It's not like the Atlanta Hawks, LA. Did he ever play for the Clippers? I think he did. Like the emoji tattoo Mike Scott.
I don't know that Mike Scott. I know the one.
Yeah, you do the stretch four from Atlanta, the backup stretch four from Atlanta.
Oh yeah, that is another Mike Scott.
Yeah,
I think of the.
I saw this and I said, wait, there's no way it's actually Mike Scott, and it's not. So
okay, fine. So it's some other Mike Scott. DJ Stewart from Duke and
Whitney Young, Duke.
Whitney Young.
Two-way, rooting for him. Yep. I like him.
Two more. Jalen Thomas.
Don't know.
6'10" center out of Butler.
I liked the guy last year. Was it? It was Jalen something. Was it Jalen Carter? The guard.
I thought Jalen Carter was the Eagles' defensive tackle.
Oh yeah, you're right. What was his name?
Jalen Schmalin. I don't know. Every team has to have a Jalen. He's the mandatory perfunctory Jalen.
Oh, Jalen Harris. That's what it was.
Okay.
I don't know why I thought it was Carter. I like Jaden Harris is the guy that I liked. Sorry.
And then lastly, Jacob Young.
Oh. Why do I know that? I think he played with the Winnie City Bulls last year. I think he's a lefty. I don't think he's that good.
Okay. Guard out of Oregon, 6'2", 185. So we'll see.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Let's do the showdown.
All right. Where's the music?
It's coming. We start by congratulating the winner of last week's crowd question. The question was, we were celebrating the 50th anniversary of an achievement by a Chicago Bull. A Chicago Bull made NBA history 50 years ago, October 18th, I believe it was 1974. Who was it and what did he do? And Jeff Remo on Twitter answered it was Nate Thurmond recording the first official quadruple double in NBA history. And that was absolutely correct because blocks had not been kept as a stat until 1973. So we can imagine that Wilt and or Russell probably had numerous quadruple doubles, but the first one on record officially was that of Nate Thurmond. So nicely done, Jeff. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being a part of the show. And would you like me to ask my question first?
Kick us off.
All right. I will do so because I was looking at the fact that the number one overall pick from last year's Zachary Risache is a rookie this year. And last year we were following the number one overall pick, Victor Wembanyama, also from France. So it got me thinking, while we know it doesn't even raise an eyebrow for the number one overall pick to be a foreign player, a foreign-born player, because there's been so many now. Who was the first ever foreign-born number one overall NBA draft pick?
Wow. Okay.
And you can
it
ask
wasn't Akeem, right? It was before
Akeem's second.
Okay.
Akeem in yes. Akeem in 1984 was only the second ever foreign-born number one overall pick. So pretty good.
Is this guy a Hall of Famer?
I believe so. Let me check. I have a couple of hints too when you want them, because I don't think he was not a bull. Here, let me just see if he's a Hall of Famer. No, he is not a Hall of Famer. He's
not a Hall of Famer.
I can tell you what he is. A big.
Europe?
No.
Africa?
No.
South America?
No.
North America?
Technically, yes. He's from the Caribbean.
Oh. Bahamas?
Yes.
A Bahamian?
He was born in Nassau. He eventually moved to the United States. He went to the University of Minnesota. He currently has a son playing.
Got it.
Yep.
It's Michael Thompson.
Is indeed Michael Thompson.
Wow.
The top overall pick in the 1978 NBA draft. Father of Clay and Trace Thompson.
I never think of him as I don't think of him as foreign just because I'm so used to him being I feel bad saying this, but he's in my mind, he's kind of just Klay Thompson's dad.
I know. Well,
and
Klay
I think
Thompson
of
is
Klay Thompson as just like an American sharpshooter. But then you said Minnesota, Bahamas, and then I realized, wait, Klay Thompson almost played for the Bahamian team in this year's Olympics. He's been unbelievable, by the way.
I know. And his only comment was, "I look good in this color."
I'm happy for Klay. He's been really good.
All right, your turn.
So that's funny because both of my questions involve foreign basketball players. So my question to you,
yes,
is who are the top 3 Bulls in all-time three-pointers made that are not citizens of the United States. So Steve Kerr does not count.
All-time 3-pointers made who are not citizens, who are not U.S. born, or could they possibly have gotten citizenship?
So just not. These guys are not U.S. citizens.
All right, I would say,
I believe, at least right now, just when you think of foreign guys. So I'm just letting you know Steve Kerr does not count. That's why I'm saying that. That's the only reason. He is 4th.
Oh, Tony Kukoc.
He is 5th.
Damn it. Are any of them a trick question? Are any of them like happened to be born on an army base?
No. These guys are all foreign.
How about Nikola Mirotic?
He is 2nd. Correct. Nikola Mirotic in a Bulls uniform in 4 years had 432 3-pointers.
Yep. How about Vooch?
Vooch is tied with Luol Deng.
Nocioni.
3rd with 403 in 5 seasons. Andres Nocioni is 3rd.
All right, so I'm only missing number one. The number 1 foreign-born 3-point total threes made.
Total threes.
All right, I got Noch. I got Mirotic. Wow. And it's not a is he Eastern European?
He's European, yeah.
Is he?
Wait, is he East? I'm not amazing at geography.
Is he Slavic? Is he?
No.
Okay. Is he French?
No.
He's not German.
Not German. Once you get the country, you'll get it.
Serbia, Montenegro, Croatian, Russian.
Nope.
Not Swedish. Oh, Markkanen?
Lauri Markkanen is number 1.
Wow. He took a lot.
493 threes in 4 seasons. So,
boy, that shows you how the game has changed.
He only, in his entire Bulls career, he only attempted 324 fewer threes than Michael Jordan did in his entire Bulls career.
Doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me at all. All right, what's the crowd question?
So the crowd question is, obviously, we know that Chris Duarte is from the Dominican Republic, and he is a Chicago Bull. Can you name the 4 other Dominican players in the NBA and what team they currently play for? 2 of them are going to be gimmies, but the other 2 are pretty tough. So, and one of them, I saw down in downtown Chicago while getting lunch, and I think I've mentioned this before when we used to do the college showdown. So that's a hint. So that is a hint. They're all currently on an NBA roster.
Current Dominican-born players on an NBA roster outside of Duarte.
Outside of Duarte. Yes.
4
of them are gimmies.
Total.
2 of them are tough. There are 5 total. One of them hasn't played in a game this year yet, because I think he's a two-way, but I have mentioned him on the pod before.
All right, there you have it. That's the crowd question.
I will say right now, full disclosure, I do not remember when he was mentioned on the pod because it was definitely a long time ago. Could not tell you the episode because we've done 96.
Yep. 96. Do something special for the 100th. We'll figure that out. Maybe do a special giveaway or something. We'll celebrate it. Anyway, thank you for listening. And
maybe we'll actually do something that you say when you say, like, rate, and then whatever stupid bullshit you say after to put down your pants. Maybe we'll take like a picture of the OWC logo and just shove it down our pants.
You go ahead and do that. Sounds like a plan. I think you should plan for that, and we'll enjoy. So like it, rate it, subscribe to it, do everything that you do. We'll have plenty more Bulls basketball to talk about when you hear from us next. But when you do want to respond to that question, by the way, at Dan_Bernstein on Twitter, at Jason.Bernstein_ on Instagram, hashtag OWC Showdown with your answer. Get you next time.
Bleh.